Hey, how you guys doing out there today? This is Stephen Jimenez from the Roto Beast team, and I'm here to present you the DFS Daily Dose for September 19th. I'm sorry I didn't make it on yesterday, wasn't feeling too good. Um, but hey, we got a lot to talk about today on this baseball slate. As always, if you want to watch our full video, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel at Roto Beast. And if you want to play the actual lineups that we're playing, please visit our website at www.rotobeast.net. And so, hey, let's jump into it. Honestly, there's not a lot that I like on this slate. There's no clear-cut pitchers, in my opinion. There's no clear-cut, teams to stack hitting-wise. But, there are some plays that are supposed to be good, by the numbers. And that's what we go by, is by the numbers. And so that's all we could go by, especially in baseball. Baseball's getting towards the end of the year now. I'm not playing baseball so much. I've been focusing on NFL and, NBA's coming up. But I still want to do this for you guys and break it down for you to get you that help. So let's jump into it. I think there's a couple pitchers that are okay. I'm going to start with Max Scherzer. He's going against Atlanta. And Max Scherzer, he's a top 3 pitcher in the NL. Don't get me wrong. Top 3 pitcher probably in baseball. But Atlanta absolutely owns Max Scherzer. I mean, it's so scary. I'm not going to play Max Scherzer tomorrow. He just pitched against them a week ago. He went 6 innings, 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 7 earned runs. Freddie Freeman has 2 homers off of him, and that last start was in Washington. Now they're in Atlanta, which is supposed to be like the next Coors Field. The balls just absolutely fly. So you got Freeman with good numbers. Check this out. On the active roster for Atlanta Braves right now, you got 10 people that have an extra base hit off them. Double, triple, homer. Like, Atlanta owns Scherzer, and it's scary to play Scherzer tomorrow. I'm probably just going to avoid the situation. The next guy I feel a little bit more comfortable with. We're going to talk about Zach Godley. He's 1,000 less than Scherzer. He has great strikeout stuff, and he's going against the Padres, who strike out a lot. They're like bottom 3 in the league of strikeouts. So I really like the matchup. They're in San Diego, which is a pitcher's park, so it upgrades, Godley a little bit more. The guy's good. He just went against them 2 starts ago in Arizona, which is more of a hitter's park. He went 7 innings, 4 runs, 9 Ks, and 2 earned runs. So he got his quality start. So, I like Godley tomorrow to, be a quality cash game pitcher. I'm probably going to go with him over Scherzer. And the guy's just been dominant lately. He has a 27% K rate, 13.4 swing and strike rate, and a 56% ground ball rate. So he doesn't give up too many, fly balls. It could cause a pitcher to get in trouble. If some home runs go over the fence. But I do like Godley a lot. Another guy, I'm not really onto this guy. It's just crazy because he's a negative 220 favorite. It's crazy. That's a big time belief that Vegas has in this guy, Colin McHugh. He's going against the White Sox. He has a 22% K rate, 9.8 home run to fly ball rate, so he doesn't give up homers. 7.5% walk rate, and 11.4 swing and strike rate, which is pretty good. But he just went against him recently, and he got blown up. So I don't know why he's the absolute favorite in this. The Vegas has him favored so much, but I usually don't go against Vegas too much, so I may throw him in a little GPP and just kind of see what happens. The price is only $7,700 on Fanduel, so it's very fair. But he's been struggling a little bit. But Chicago strikes out a lot. Abreu is their best hitter. He's 2 for 11 off of him, so he hasn't had too much success. So I think he's worth a GPP flyer, but I'll probably just stick with Godley, make one line tomorrow. Try to hit some cash games up. Oh, on DK, a guy I really like. This is just ridiculous. The spot's not great, but he's a really good pitcher, and I think he's worth way more money. I think on DK, Archer is close to a must start. He's only 7,900. I know he goes against the Cubs. The Cubs are scary. Don't get me wrong. Archer has a 30% strikeout rate, 13% swing and strikeout percentage. For 7,900, I just think he's a way better pitcher. I think he's underpriced by at least 1,500, and I think that even if he gives up a couple runs, he's gonna get his Ks, and I think that he'll still give you a good outing. For that price, it's just ridiculous. So, I would throw him in for sure on DK as your DK2 pitcher. Probably go with Godley and just kind of move about my day. So now we'll go to the bats. And all these bats, like these people, a lot of them have high implied run totals, and so a couple of them have lower ones, and I think they should have higher ones. It's kind of weird right now, but it is early. Like I said, I do this, at nighttime, so you guys can see it in the morning. But I'm just gonna kind of go by what I see, and we'll go from there. So we'll start with the Oakland. They're not my favorite stack, but they have one of the highest implied run totals. They're going against this guy Chad Bell. He's just absolutely horrible. He gives up a 4.3 WOBA with the right-handers, 3.88 WOBA with the left-handers. 11% walk rate, so he walks a lot of people. He can get in trouble. I like Oakland. I mean, you got this guy, Matt Olson. This dude is on fire right now. I'm going to be honest. I've only played him a couple of times, and he's on fire. The guy has what? Let me see. He has 14 homers in his last 20 at-bats. Like, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, in his last 20 games. 14 homers in the last 20 games. He's just tearing it up, and I can see him going yard against this guy, Chad Bell. I know it's a, lefty-lefty matchup, but the dude's he's been killing it. And I also like Simeon and Healy. They've been playing well. And like I said, I'm not going to really go crazy with Oakland, but I think any one of those guys is a great one-off. Throw them in your lineup and just kind of go from there. The next team we'll go with are the Mariners. They have a 5.10 implied run total. They're going against Martin Perez. Perez isn't a guy I like to stack against, to be completely honest with you. He has a 300 WOBA against left-handers, 365 WOBA against right-handers. This game just happened, and he went 5 innings, 7 hits, 3 walks, 3 earned runs. So they didn't do nothing crazy off him. But they were getting solos, and that's the thing is, you got Segura. He's 3 for 6 with 1 homer. Zunino is 3 for 9 with 2 homers. Cruz is 7 for 19 with 3 homers. Seager owns this dude. Seager is 16 for 41 with 4 homers. And then you also got Valencia with the homer as well. So it's like, I don't really like stacking Perez, but all these guys have homers off him. And, hey, DFS, we love homers. So, I think, a lot of these guys are viable. And also you could throw in Hannigan, too. I like that guy. I think he's pretty good. So Mariners are in play tomorrow against Martin Perez. And like I said, I just wouldn't go with the full stack. And we'll stay in the same game. We'll go on the other side. You got the Rangers. They don't have the highest implied run total, but they're going against Mike Leake, who just isn't very good against lefties. I really like lefties against him. So I would definitely look at, you got Chu. He's 6 for 14 with 2 doubles and 2 homers. Robinson, the rookie, he's dirt cheap. He has a double off a Leake. You can go Mazzara. He has a homer. And surprisingly, you got a couple righties in Napoli is 2 for 6 with the homer and a double. Gomez is 7 for 18 with the double and a homer. So there are some Rangers that do have success against Mike Leake, and the guy has he has a really low K rate. I think it's like 10% or 11% or something like that. So the Ranger lefties are in play, and then you got the righties. You could throw them in there as well. Next, we'll go to the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're going against a lefty, and they have some guys that are absolutely lefty killers. They're going against Travis Wood. He has a 360 WOBA with the left-handers and a 392 WOBA with the right-handers. In his last 2 starts on Fanduel, this guy has a -9 and a -14. So he's just been horrible. So I'm gonna be honest, Arizona is one of my top stacks. I really like Arizona. It's finally something we got to that I'm excited about. I like Pollock. He's 3 for 6 with a double off him. Goldie's 4 for 6 with a double as well, I think. And then you have Iannetta, the catcher. He's 2 for 2 with the homer. And then my boy JD Martinez. Every time he's going against a lefty, you can plug him in, and most of the time you're not going to be wrong. He's 4 for 13 already off of Wood with the homer. So Arizona righties are definitely in play tomorrow. I do like them a lot. So, definitely try to get a couple of those in your lineup. Next, we'll move on to the Reds. The Reds have a 4.8 implied run total. They're going against Jack Flaherty. Now Flaherty just is terrible. I mean, plain and simple. He gives up a 430 woba to left-handers, a 332 woba to right-handers. So you definitely want to target more of the left-handers against Flaherty. The Reds have a 183 team ISO, a 330 woba. And they're in Great America Small Park. Balls fly there. And I could definitely see this game, being a high-scoring game. You got Winker, the cheap guy. He's already 1-for-1 with the homer off Flaherty. You could throw in Votto, Schebler, Peraza's 2-for-2. So if he gets on, he always gives you that stolen base upside. So I do like the Reds for sure tomorrow. Stay in the same game. Go on the other side. We got the Cardinals. They're going against Stevens. Stevens gives up a 375 woba to right-handers. To left-handers, and a 235 woba to right-handers. You probably do want to go after a little bit more lefties. You got Carpenter, Fowler, switch hitter at the top of the order. But the one thing about this guy, Stevens, that makes everybody in play for me is the guy he's never went over 3 innings in his pitching career. So it's like I think this could be a bullpen game. The Reds have a horrible bullpen. So Cardinals could definitely put up some runs today. I like the Cardinals. And there's a couple other teams like they have really high implied run totals, really high, in the top 5. But I don't understand why. But this is that hey, we're gonna trust Vegas thing. So we'll talk about the Houston Astros. They have a 5.2 implied run total. They're going against Giolito. The guy but he's good. I mean, that's the thing. He has a 295 woba he gives up to left-handers, a 252 woba to right-handers. And all the best Houston hitters are pretty much right-handed. Altuve, Correa, Springer, Gaddis. So I don't like Vegas. I mean, I don't like Houston as much as Vegas does. But, I mean, I'm just giving it to you. They like him, so somebody you could look at. And this other team, too, I don't really like them, but there's somebody you could look at are the Tigers. They have a 5.2 implied run total, which is I think like number 4 or 5 on the slate. And it's a 14-game slate, so that's pretty oh man, And this guy Gossett, he gives up a 336 woba to left-handers, 363 to right-handers. I would definitely target the right-handers of Detroit. If I am going to go with anybody from Detroit, it would probably be Castellanos or Kinsler. They've both been swinging pretty good bats. Miggy's been struggling, though, so I probably wouldn't go that route. And so that's all I got. I'm sorry there was nothing that I loved. That's where I'm at. So thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Hey, have a good night, and let's get it tomorrow. Later.